What can I have? What can I have?
My day is coming. Did you catch that? My day is coming.
Jean, to Leon. Or Leah, Jean, Leah.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, just to maybe try to bring us back on point. The item before you tonight is not whether or not to censure anybody. Councilmember Moretti asked the city clerk and I put this item on the agenda to.
The council has been distracted from our solemn duty to serve the residents of Victorville by the conduct of Councilmember Gomez. Before we can discuss and focus on the business of the city at each meeting, we are first subjected to the unprofessional, unproductive, and petty conduct Ms. Gomez has displayed at every single
As a point of privilege, I'd like to take the opportunity to defend myself.
The council, and today is no exception. Well, the constant whining and disrespectful behavior Ms. Gomez exhibits seems to be based on the incorrect assumption that we need to meet with her, shake her hand, and never push back on any of her naive and misguided ideas. The fact is that we're not required to get along. Ms. Gomez will have to learn to work with her fellow council members in order to get anything done. Blaming others for her ineffective style is no excuse. Ms. Gomez plainly states that she doesn't have a job, and it appears she has no experience working well with others either. When you have successful and positive experience working with people, you learn very quickly how to be a part of a team to achieve mutual success. It is clear to me that Ms. Gomez has no interest in being part of a team, but would rather focus on insignificant disruptions where she is more comfortable. Ms. Gomez sitting in the mayor's chair while refusing to move at our last meeting and stating the age of council members was a possible reason for disagreements was a new level. There is no debate on this kind of conduct. This is bullying. The fact is that Ms. Gomez's conduct is inappropriate for a professional meeting where courtesy and decorum are expected. And I see what happened tonight. We are talking about censure today because this council has the ability to make an official statement of disapproval of Ms. Gomez's conduct. It would be up to the council to determine what to do next if this conduct continues. So the question I have for the council today is, would the council like a policy on censure, conduct, and decorum?
So I'd like to make comments too. I was not a part of the discussion for censorship. Was this like a Brown Act violation that occurred? Was there a quorum? It appears that there was a meeting. My colleagues can't just blindside me and bring what violations to the table. This council is not in office to just rubber stamp because it wouldn't be transparent. If my colleagues have a right to censor me, do I have the right to censor them and make it an agenda item? Censure. Why censure? Is this a formal public reprimand for an infraction or a violation? To council. Andre, was there a formal or an informal infraction or a violation that you were addressed with prior to now? Am I being reprimanded for sitting in my colleague's chair during closed session? Wearing a city pin to another city? I'm not aware of any Brown Act violation. I request to see that grievance procedure if there is one in this case. I haven't disclosed any secrets. You don't have a clear ground on what violations were done. Andre?
It's up to the mayor if she wants me to respond.
I'm not prepared to make that statement at this moment. I will wait until we are prepared.
So First Amendment rights prevail, right? I'm a legally voted in official, and my colleagues cannot censor me with a council policy. I am flabbergasted to know that any political elected official in Victorville would dare to shut the voices of our unborn grandchildren, your daughters and sons who have not yet been born. How dare you attack voices of your great-grandchildren. This is an attack on our First Amendment right, and I will continue to defend that. Everyone in this room took the same oath. I know about some beautiful programs and a lot of efforts put into them by our own city employees that have been in the works. And we're talking about this. As everyone in this room, we all have freedom of speech. If council policy prevails today and the censorship passes, I will be bringing a lawsuit. That behavior is fascist and undemocratic. This is not Trump's America. This is America, and you still have to hear the voices of the community. This is ridiculous. I asked the attorney take this off the calendar. We just had a death at Hook Park, not even 15 minutes from this city hall, and we're discussing censorship because I'm not liked. The city is running the risk of getting a lawsuit that the city does not want. As a point of privilege, I asked to table this for a future agenda. I have not had enough time to consult with a personal attorney, and I do need to speak to a private legal counsel before you threaten my legal First Amendment right and due process.
I'd like to suggest.
Throw myself out. I can't stand you anymore.
Oscar, Mr. Allen, go back.
Hit the road, Jack.
I'd
All the way
like
to San Diego.
We refer this,
Keep going. Keep going.
see what else is done in other cities, if it's appropriate to have a policy, what other cities do. I'm not particularly interested in breaking new ground. But that would be my suggestion.
Your time is up.
I'm telling you, you need to get along. You need to get
I
along.
need to have removed.
You want to remove me? Let's go,
Please remove him.
okay? Because, remember, I'm going to bite into you real hard.